Hey guys, and welcome back to Rosie Wrestling. I'm Massa.
And I'm Safe.
And today you're going to join us for our Fastlane review. So we're not really going to talk about the pre-show, we're just going to get started, and this is views from Rosie. So the first match we have is Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. What did you think about this match, and what did you think about the outcome?
Well, obviously coming into this match, I wasn't really excited because this was just thrown together at the last minute, but I actually thought this was a really good match. Definitely exceeded my expectations. There was a lot of good false finishes. There were some times where I thought Rusev could really win, even though that would have been extremely dumb to have him win. Even though I love Rusev, but at the same time, Nakamura, you're building him up to that WrestleMania match, and the crowd was really hot for both guys. I thought, maybe they'd just go all out for Rusev, but no, they were doing "Let's go Rusev, let's Nakamura" chants. So I thought that was a positive sign, and hopefully we see Rusev in a feature spot at WrestleMania. We know Nakamura is going to get that WrestleMania match, but Rusev at this point doesn't even have a road to WrestleMania.
I really don't like how this was thrown together because Rusev and Aiden English, they're doing some amazing stuff. And also, Shinsuke Nakamura is the winner of the Royal Rumble, and until WrestleMania, he hasn't really been doing anything. I kind of wanted to see him in another feud. It doesn't have to be one that culminates a lot, but just something simple at least. But the next next match that we have is Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton for the U.S. title. Now, I was really surprised by the outcome, but let's talk about the match first. What did you think?
I thought this match was extremely slow. I mean, a typical Randy Orton match.
Right.
He plays it very safe. Nothing special in the match, and I really didn't enjoy this match at all. Really.
Right.
It went. It got some decent time, but yeah, as a match, I really did not enjoy it. And then obviously the outcome, I didn't like as well.
Yeah, I was really surprised because I didn't think that they were going to give him the U.S. title. I guess they want to make him a Grand Slam champion, but
for sure, that's the only reason they did.
But why does he need it? Maybe like Bobby Roode win it back at Mania, or Jinder win it back at Mania. I just was really surprised, and I really think that this has no purpose.
I thought Byron Saxton talking to Kevin Dunn was probably the most interesting part of this match. And Jinder it just defied logic. Like, why is Jinder coming out at the end?
Right.
Like, why didn't he just come out in the beginning?
So yeah, I kind of wanted it to be like a really quick match, or not even like just end in a no contest, and then have at least more story at WrestleMania, because now we kind of saw what these two can do together. Add Jinder to the mix. This was kind of like the Fatal 5-Way at the SmackDown Go Home show for Fastlane, because you kind of already know what's like the psychology between the people.
So the next segment of the night involved Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens was basically telling Sami, you betrayed me, and Sami was saying that no, he's still on his side. And honestly, this was really confusing because I think earlier on within the night, I think it was in the pre-show when they had the video package, Sami Zayn was saying that he wants to win the title, but here he's saying that he's going to help Kevin Owens. Like, honestly, they really did a bad job with all of that. It was really confusing in my opinion. But yeah, so we move on from that segment into the tag team match between the women, Naomi and Becky Lynch against Carmella and Natalya. I mean, who cares about this match? But a victory for Carmella. I think, her getting the pin and everything, I think it could be beneficial for her. She's barely been featured.
But honestly, I think that taking away James Ellsworth was the worst decision that WWE has made probably in 2017, other than putting the title on Jinder. But yeah, like, she hasn't even been getting a reaction. Like, the crowd doesn't care.
They don't care.
They only cared about Becky Lynch, and, she was also kind of an afterthought. So it just, like, what are they going to do with her? Are they going to turn her into a Baron Corbin? Especially because this is the first ever women's Money in the Bank. Like, this is a big deal.
The only way to save Carmella's Money in the Bank reign is to put her on Raw after WrestleMania, because there's no way she's winning that SmackDown title, especially now that Asuka's added to the mix. But now let's move on to the Usos versus the New Day. What did you think of them not really having a match and the Bludgeon Brothers coming out? I
actually like that because now we get to see a little bit more at Mania. We didn't get that much. It was nice, and of course I was already thinking, we already saw this amazing feud, and now it kind of seems like it's being beaten to death. But since that they ended it so abruptly, it makes the Bludgeon Brothers look strong because they completely annihilated the Usos and the New Day. And then now we get to see a new chapter at Mania.
Yeah, I really like how they teased it over the past few weeks. and here they just had them interrupt and just absolutely destroy both teams. And just like the selling from everybody, like especially Xavier Woods, really, brought home the fact that they are hurt, and the Bludgeon Brothers are just complete monsters. And honestly, I'd love to see them win the tag titles at Mania, especially if it's gonna be just those three. Obviously, I'd like to see Rusev Day win it, but I don't think they're gonna be added to that match. So yeah, I really liked that this match didn't go on for long. Like you said, we already saw that feud, and this just adds an extra dynamic to it.
They also were copying each other's moves throughout the whole match, and I thought that was cool. But yeah, the fact that it didn't go on for so long was a nice touch.
So next we move on to the Women's Championship match between Charlotte Flair and Ruby Riott. Now, what do you think of this match, and what do you think of the end?
The end was pretty predictable, of course, because, we're not going to have Ruby Riott win just yet. She isn't ready. And it was nothing really to write home about. It was a decent match. And, the Riott Squad came in and interfered, and then we had Becky Lynch and Naomi come in and interfere. And I just don't like how Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Charlotte Flair are just grouped together. It doesn't make Charlotte look like the queen and, how she's strong by herself. But I did like the ending, how Asuka came out and pointed to the WrestleMania sign, because, we're not really going to have Alexa and Asuka, so now we know for 100% that's going to be Charlotte and Asuka.
Yeah, honestly, I love the fact that Asuka came out. This is what I wanted to happen. I said it in the preview, and I think, this is a match to be excited for, Charlotte and Asuka. Yeah. They could possibly steal the show at Mania if they get enough time. But yeah, honestly, I thought this was actually a good match. Like, it was better than all the other singles matches we got on SmackDown, but I still think the women's division needs a refresh after Mania.
Definitely.
Hopefully, maybe after a superstar shakeup or something, we get something new, because now it's just same old. But Asuka being added to the mix is something to be excited for. Next, we move on to the 6-pack challenge. This had a lot of elements in it.
Right.
First, I want to ask you about the whole Sami, Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon thing. What is their plan? What are they trying to do with this?
I really don't know. I thought that at first, maybe it might be Sami and Shane at Mania, and now it's probably Sami and Kevin at Mania. What are they going to do, like a triple threat match?
I've actually heard some talks that Sami and Kevin don't even have a plan at Mania, and they're going to be placed in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
No.
And Kevin Owens even tweeted a picture saying he's watching tape, and it was him watching the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Kidding.
That would be honestly
that would
the
be
worst
such
thing.
That's such a shame, especially that them and AJ are really and Rusev Day are the foundations of SmackDown. After that, there really isn't anything.
And what's the point of investing so much main event time over the past few months since Hell in a Cell? Not even since Hell in a Cell, since basically September till now. They invested so much main event time to this angle, and now they're just going to add them to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. But overall for the match, I actually did really enjoy it. It was a lot of fun, and it was unpredictable. At the end, we kind of knew AJ was going to win, but there was a lot of points where you're like, wow, could Cena win? Could Corbin win? Could Ziggler win? Could Sami win? Honestly, it was all over the place. There was a lot of good false finishes and some really nice spots, especially that attitude adjustment into the table. AJ just sold it $1 million.
Also, in the beginning, it was Cena oh, I'm desperate, and went all AAs all around. And also, I love 6-pack challenges usually because they're a little bit more fun. There's a lot of different people, and of course, AJ being desperate and AJ just trying so hard not to leave the ring, essentially, because and anything can happen. And I think the right person won. I really didn't want to see just flip-flopping of the championship belt. I wanted AJ to come out strong, especially that he's been losing recently.
Yeah, for sure. AJ winning is the best course of action, and now hopefully we get to see a great match between Shinsuke and AJ at WrestleMania.
But overall, I thought that this show exceeded my very, very low expectation. Granted, my expectations were very, very low. I didn't think it was that good. The first match and the last match were definitely great or good matches, but it was not an amazing pay-per-view, not going to be pay-per-view of the year, but it was decent.
Yeah, I thought it was just an average pay-per-view, but now this is the last brand exclusive pay-per-view, so I wonder what's going to happen now that they're going to merge the two brands in terms of the pay-per-views. So now we're just on the road to WrestleMania. Obviously, we've been on the road for a while, but now it's just the clear path to WrestleMania. I'm excited, but also I'm worried. because you know some people don't have spots.
Right.
Guys like Braun Strowman, guys like Rusev, what are they going to be doing at Mania?
See, yeah.
They're the most over guys in the company.
But that was all for us. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Rosie Wrestling.
And tell us what you thought of Fastlane in the comment section below.
And we'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.